welcome back to my channel. In this session, I'll be talking about dorsal interosseae. We know the interosseae are a bit difficult topic and it is a little bit confusing as well. So once you know the function and the way it is getting inserted, then it will be easy for you. So let's see how it works. Now we are going to discuss about the dorsal interosseae. We know these are the dorsal the metacarpals which we see from the dorsal aspect. That is this first one, this is the second one, third one, fourth one and fifth one. Now when you compare it with the palmar interosseae, we know that all the dorsal interosseae are bipinnate. That means it arises from the adjacent sides of the metacarpal bones. So this is our first dorsal interosseae. This is our second dorsal interosseae. This is the third dorsal interosseous muscle and this is the fourth dorsal interosseous muscle. So these are the four dorsal interosseae which you get, but we can see that all are bipinnate and all are arising from the adjacent sides of the metacarpal bones. Now the code for the dorsal interosseae is DAB, that means abduction. Abduction means we have to move the fingers away from the midline. So here, though the reference point is the middle finger, this finger can also move both ways towards the lateral aspect as well as towards the medial aspect. Why I am saying this lateral means when we keep the hand like this is lateral. Okay, so towards the thumb we call it as lateral and towards the ring finger we call it as medial. So how we should pull the rest of the fingers so that we can abduct the fingers from the reference line which passes through the middle finger. So we know that there is no need for special abductors for the thumb as well as for the little finger because they are provided with their own abductors, that is abductor pollicis longus and brevis and abductor pollicis abductor digiti minimi for the little finger. So we have abductor pollicis longus and brevis for the thumb and abductor digiti minimi for the little finger. So we are not going to give insertion of the dorsal interosseae to thumb and little finger. We need these interosseae to abduct the rest of the fingers which don't have the abductors. So let's see. If we have to abduct the index finger away from the midline, so how should we pull the index finger? That is, we have to pull it from this side. Okay, then only we can move it. So what is the attachment? We know adjacent side of the first and second metacarpal and it is getting inserted to the proximal phalanx as well as to the dorsal digital expansion of the index finger on the lateral side. So when we keep it like this, it is on the lateral side. Now let's see how we can move or abduct the middle finger. Middle finger can be abducted from the reference point either way, either laterally or medially. So we have to provide two sets of muscles to pull it in both directions. So we can use the second interosseae to pull the middle finger towards the lateral aspect. So its attachment is arising from the adjacent sides of the second and third metacarpal and getting inserted to the proximal phalanx and the dorsal digital expansion of the middle finger. Now, so the lateral abduction is over for the middle finger. Now we need to medially abduct the middle finger. So we have to pull from this side. So we can use the third interosseae like this. So again we can say the attachment of the third interosseae, that is from the adjacent sides of third and fourth metacarpal and getting inserted again to the middle finger, the proximal phalanx of the middle finger as well as the dorsal digital expansion so that it can be pulled away from the middle reference point medially. Now we have one more finger, that is the ring finger left. So how to abduct the ring finger away from the midline? So it is possible to keep the ring finger away from the midline medially. When we keep the palm like this, it is medially, right? So we need to provide a set of muscle which is pulling from this end. Okay, so we can use this fourth dorsal interosseae which are arising from the fourth and fifth metacarpal bones and getting inserted. So this is the way to insertion to the proximal phalanx and the dorsal digital expansion on the medial side of the ring finger so that it can pull the ring finger away from the midline. So we can see that we have the dorsal interosseous, the first one, the second one, the third one and the fourth one. So second and third are getting inserted on either side of the middle finger, whereas first is getting inserted to the lateral aspect of the index finger and fourth is getting inserted to the medial side of the ring finger. And thumb and little finger, they are not having any dorsal interosseous attachments. Why? Because they have their own abductors, like abductor pollicis longus and brevis for the thumb and abductor digiti minimi for the little finger. So dorsal interosseous, the code is DAB, D-A-B, abduction, and the nerve supply is deep branch of ulnar nerve. Thanks for watching.